solution they used and they got the Nobel Prize, but we have not recognized about the hydrogen. That is not our effect. Because Stephen Hawking completely used hydrogen equation. Roger Penrose, who got the Nobel Prize, he also used the Amartya hydrogen equation. They got Nobel Prize using our scientific equation, but we are not recognized. That is not our effect. That's what I mean. You can see the Amartya hydrogen last video. If you watch his last video, he clearly told that I left India, I went to UK, there I was recognized, then India government dropped me. That's what he clearly told before his death. There is a recording video.
So I just after how many weeks Schwarzschild solution was there? 1950 Einstein theory was complete. Yeah. After 2 weeks, the first solution of black hole. And then after how many years we have the proof? So wormhole is 1935.
1915 November, Einstein's equation came. Then 1916, Schwarzschild solution came. Then 1935, Einstein and Rosen. So Einstein and Rosen gave the first wormhole solution, which is known as Einstein-Rosen. This is 1935. But the name was given by John Wheeler in 1957. After that, I will tell you another Nobel Prize winner, Kim Crone, who worked in Interstellar movie. If you go for Interstellar movie, Kim Crone worked in that movie, and Kim Crone got the Nobel Prize in 2015. Not for wormhole, but the traversable wormhole we use Crone wormhole. Maurice Crone wormhole. We use Maurice Crone wormhole, which was used in the 100 movies. And Kim Crone got Nobel Prize in 2015. That is what big theory. So there are many people who got Nobel Prize with black hole and wormhole. So that we are expecting it was there.
Thank you.
And at the end, the chairman is my collaborator, who is from Malaysia. We work together. Thank you.
The next talk will be delivered by Dr. Ranjit Kumar Upadhyay, Professor, Department of Mathematics, IIT ISM Dhanbad, India. Welcome, sir. And the chair, Dr. Neelam. We welcome you, sir. It will be a 30-minute talk and an 8-minute question and answer session.
I'll just introduce the chair. Dr. Neelam is a mathematician and she is working in the Department of Mathematics, Delhi Technological University. We work together with Spilani and we have a long association with her. She is working in the area of nonlinear dynamics, chaos, solitons, fractals. Now, in fact, she is working on fractional differential equations and she has published a good number of papers. As far as Professor Ranjit Upadhyay is concerned, who is going to deliver his talk, so he does not need any introduction. He is a fellow of National Academy of Sciences, one of the prestigious fellow of Science Academy of India, and he has written books on complex, that is on nonlinear dynamics, on solitons and fractals, published by Springer. He has published a numerous number of research papers in journals of high repute and guided several PhD scholars. And as far as my association with him concerned, in fact, we are associated with more than 15-20 years. So I do welcome you, sir. He will be delivering more on this non-linearity of the real world. Thank you so much.
Mishra for inviting and organizing this conference in big way in the rural area of the Jharkhand. So my best wishes to him for all his efforts made to organize this conference. And let us come to the topic. And to see the topic of my talk is spiking and bursting pattern in classical and fractional order neural model. So I think this topic is for research, not for teaching. In course curricula, this is not there. This is related to the brain dynamics. And to the best brain, you all are here. And in brain dynamics, there are many issues. So the neuronal model defines about the functionality of the brain. And the main question is, people try to know the human behavior, how the human behavior works, and many things. So about the human behavior, earlier thought was that it is unpredictable. We cannot predict the human behavior. It is random, unpredictable, chaotic. But the thing is not like that. It is very much predictable. Science has developed up to that stage so that neuronal communication is the main thing. And how neuronal communication governs, it will be decided by the neuronal model. And that neuronal communication governed by two things. One is called bursting phenomena. The bursting. So if you have at any particular time, the bursting is observed, and you apply the power law, and this bursting will give you the exact thought process, what is going on inside. So I will give you in detail in the due course of time. And this spiking and bursting is a type of oscillation. Oscillation means repeated phenomena, and which has major role in processing and transmitting the information in the brain through cortical neuron. The neuron is the main thing in the brain dynamics, how it works, how it is discovered, when it appears in the science, all these things in detail I will give you. Okay. So spiking and bursting are the oscillatory phenomena, and it has major role in processing and transmitting the information in the brain through cortical neuron. How it works, I will explain in due course of time. So let us come to the. So these are the two pictures. These pictures show just spikes, and this is not in the neural system, in the immunological system. In 2015, I was visited to the Cambridge simulation or some model, food can model, real life model, and there I got this type, and that excited me to work in the neural dynamics, and that relates with the brain dynamics, how the neuron functions. There are two states. One is this equilibrium state, first one, and second one is also the equilibrium state. So here if you keep the perturbation, small perturbation, it gives the spikes, and this is governed by some bifurcation phenomena, that is called supercritical Hawk bifurcation, and later stage again comes to the equilibrium state, and both is governed by these spikes, and that is the main spikes in the brain. So this is the introduction of the topic about what topic is, and it is very much the mathematical modeling. As we define the models, so what is modeling is, about the modeling it can be, you catch hold the real life problem with your teeth, dive into the mathematical ocean, swim there for some time, and come out to the surface with the solution of the real life problem. This whole process is called mathematical modeling. So here the problem is your neurological problem about the brain dynamics, how it works. So this is the real life. So I have organized my talk in this fashion. I think some motivation about this. What is spiking and bursting activity? Actual definition. Then bursting activity in the real life system, life problem. Then here the fractional order system will work for the modeling of this one. I will take two simple models, liquid model and leaky integrated fire model. Then I will use the bifurcation and canard. If time permits, I will go for the spatial dynamics and then the practical application. So let me go for the motivation. So in June 2023, the Scientific American big journal, big house, they published the special issue on brain, and they defines the brain as it is the amazing organ which defines our reality and helps to sense, think and act. This is our brain. In that special issue, very nice paper has appeared. How the baby can do the mathematics, how the dreams can foreshadow the disease. Means if you have some dream and you are suffering with the disease will not propagate up to that level if you think about the dream deeply. So dream is very important thing. It will suppress the disease also. It has been observed in the real life also. Many scientists have found that. So these are the things. And editor-in-chief of this, they said that this is a network inside the brain. As you know, in our Milky Way, we have hundreds of billions of stars. But in brain, hundreds of trillions of the network. And they are connected with each other. Our Milky Way is a part of that. So the brain thinks it more fast. It has 100 trillion connections among the networks. And for studying this, we have a new discipline of science that is called network neuroscience. And this gives the picture how mental activity arises and carefully orchestrated in the different parts of the brain. So these pictures were taken from Mark Ross studio. This is the famous studio in the world. And if you divide your brain, it is divided into three cells. First is called neuron, second is neurologia, and third one is Schwab cell. So three parts, and half of the volume of the brain is covered by the neuron. And that neuron was first time coined, that word was coined by German scientist in 1891. He coined the word this. Then later on, this Santiago Ramon y Cajal, he is called father of modern neuroscience, and he gave the theory of whole system, whole hypothesis about the brain dynamics. And he is the Spanish, and this man is Cajal, this one, they two jointly got the Nobel Prize in 1906 for working in the medical area. And later on, in 1963, the Hertzkin and Hoffman, they did the very famous model in 1952, and they had been awarded by the Nobel Prize in 1963. So these are the contributions of these people in this area. And neuron is the main thing. How the neuron works. So this is the functionality of the neuron. This is the constant. This captures the half of the brain. Now, if you go by data, so if you see the world, the 64% people are suffering by any mental health problem. And if you count all of this, it will be 280 million. 280 million adults are suffering with the mental disorder. And if we ask which country is the best depressed country, most depressed country, so Greece and Spain are the most depressed countries in the world. And our number is at 106. USA is at the 29th position. China is 111 position. And Japan is 186 position on the depression list. And this depression results in many things, suicide, other things happen. So we have to take care of for our brain. So healthy eating, healthy thought, good thought, go for yoga, all these things you practice for making your brain healthy, so that you can work well. So this is about the history about this. And for modeling, how to model this scenario, so we have to convert to differential equation. So three things work. One is the capacitor resistor circuit, electrical engineering, Ohm's law, you have to know, Kirchhoff's law, you have to know. So these are the basic law. Kirchhoff's law, Ohm's law, and resistor, capacitor. On the basis of that, you can model the whole scenario. So this is one of the model is C dV by dt plus G by R equal to I exterior current, and V is the potential, R resistance, and C is the capacitance. If C is constant, the current is called ohmic current, and the brain, whatever the spikes we are getting, it is not due to the ohmic current. Ionic current is not ohmic. So we take capacitance as a function of time. Once it is a function of time, it gives you the spike, and then everything will work. Spikes in that. So this is the that spike is called neutral excitability, and this is called W is the rest variable. This is the potential variable, and this is called spike. Periodic spike. Periodic means after certain time it will repeat. So if you take a chain of action potential emitted by a single neuron, it causes spike plate or spike, and there is a bursting phenomenon. So bursting is a dynamic state where the neuron repeatedly fires in discrete group. This is the discrete group, and after certain time cosine space will come, and then again repeat that will go. So this is the discussion. And what is the major problem in this? So major problem is to understand the basic physiological mechanism, and it helps to understand the epileptic, seizure, Parkinson, Alzheimer, all these things are after 65 years. You will suffer from this. If you understand this, you do not have to understand, but since other people have to understand, but you have to apply this. They will make your life simple once they understand it better way. So now we come to different type of how to visualize what is happening in the dynamic. If we have this is called tonic spiking, this is called phasic spiking, this is tonic bursting, this is mixed mode, and all these things, different dynamics show the different things. This is bursting, regular bursting, intrinsic bursting, this is fast spiking, all these things are related to the brain dynamics. So this is the firing pattern. When more firing is there, suddenly brain stop will occur. So these things matter. So now we come to the neuronal communication. It is the basis of human behavior and smallest to grandest thought process. So smallest thought process, you might remember this picture. This girl become the overnight internet sensation in 2018. Can anybody name her? What is her name? It is the Kerlite model. Priya Prakashwari. Overnight, so many liking. Not from India but Pakistan. They people have so many liking. Who don't like it from this overnight? So typical. Only due to winking property. Winking is that she has 5-second movement of the eyebrow. So why it has happened? One is neural communication, and other is you can think of thinking process, APJ. So these two processes is opposite, entirely opposite, thinking versus thinking. Okay, and both root is neuronal communication. How neural communicates to your brain, and based on that, this phenomena happens. And so, among this mechanism, what is the main function? The spike timing. Spike timing is more important. It is very powerful and least studied. And about this, we can say that it is the primary mode of communication in the nervous system. Nervous system works with only this one. And the good book to study this spike timing is by P.M. De Jango and Jonathan D. Bechtel. They very nice book published on the CRC test about the spike timing, all the details are there. Another phenomena is the bursting phenomena. So our daily pattern is not random, but it is bursting, and burst uncover all the astonishing deep order of action in the general life, and it can be predictable what we think. So burst and this. And if you see this burst is burst and power law. Power law is called mathematical signature of burst, and these two combined will monitor the human behavior. If at particular time you want to know the human behavior, we have to calculate the burst as well as the power law, and this will give you the total behavior of that. What they are doing. On the basis of that, Google is giving your 1 month prediction and other things. They are using that. So what is power law? Power law is mathematically defined as this: x squared per sigma, p equals sigma. If the motion is Brownian, sigma should be half. If it is subdiffusion, it is less than. And for super diffusion, it gives you left light, it is greater than now. And I have combined all these things in this paper published in Neural Network. Fractional order, leaky integrated pi model, and long-term memory and power factor. So all these things are nicely explained. Now some big things in this. How to model all these scenarios. So we talk about the random walk, we talk about the Brownian motion, and it governs diffusion. So combinedly it can be said the individual random walk given by Einstein are the standard Brownian type. They eventually result in the diffusion equation. And diffusion equation means for movement of any particle, any thought process from one space to other space, it is governed by that. And this is the 2050 type research tool, Isaac Newton Institute of Mathematical Sciences in Cambridge. There I did some work, and that work is this one, and this work is for addressing something. What is something? That something is, we design one model. Basically, there are two groups of the ecologists. One group is thinking that there is no chaos in reality, and mathematics and other group is thinking that there is very much chaos in reality. So what is why they are thinking, and there are arguments between this. So chaos, first we have to know what is chaos. So for getting chaos, three things is required. First is system should be non-linear. At least 3 degrees of freedom is required. And third is SIC, sensitive dependence on initial condition. If any 3D system has non-linearity, 3 degrees of freedom at least, and it is sensitive dependence on initial condition, we can claim that this system has chaos. Okay? So, if you design the model, in reality you are getting chaos. But in ecology, theoretical ecologists, hardcore ecologists, they are saying that it is mathematical speculation, there is no chaos. So to address this issue, I designed this model, and before that, in 1991, there is a Austin Powell model, 3-species model. There they have taken prey population, specialist predator, and top predator is also specialist. Getting 3 degrees of freedom required. First is prey, second is specialist predator, and third one is again specialist predator. And they got the teacup type attractor, and they say that it is a robust chaos, so this is. But theoretical scientists is not assuming it because there are too much chaos. So there are more realistic models. Here I have taken first is the prey population, second is specialist, and third one is generalist. Generalist means it has higher life form, sexually reproducing species, it is vertebrate population, and it covers the wider range of ecology. For example, we have taken rodent, snake, and mouse. And if you take the last one, the specialist one, it will not cover the wider range. If you just think of someone is vegetarian, someone is non-vegetarian. Okay? The non-vegetarian, if you take the specialist one, okay, and vegetarian, it may take the non-veg also. Okay? So these are called generalist one. So they have other options for food also. But specialist predator, they have no other option for food. So this model, all these things requirement is there. This is the interaction term. interactions are hall in type 2, hall in type 2. Then the CZ square, it gives you the, if Z is male and female in equal proportion, it will grow, it gives you the blow-up phenomena in that. So it covers all. And this is the attractor observed in this, and this is the 2D version of the attractor. It is just like guitar attractor. And if you calculate the dimension, fractal dimension, just convert the chaos or not. So we have calculated house drop and fractal dimension. This is the formula for calculating the house drop and fractal, and this comes out to be attractor having 2.4 to 55. So it is the positive this thing. So it has chaos. It shows that chaos. And this is the topological characterization. One French scientist, they have calculated this by using the knot theory. Knot theory is the specialized area. Using that, they have characterized the for this attractor. Guitar attractor. This is the topological characterization of that. This is the template of this. And this is the Lyapunov dimension 2.051. It is coming for this one. And this is the blow-up phenomena only observed in this because third equation is CZ square. So it gives you the blow-up phenomena. When C is greater than W3 by D3 for large initial data. This is for temporal model, this is for spatial model. And this is also we have calculated the time of blow-up, when it will blow up. So it is huge population. In epidemic dynamics it had major role. Suddenly corona epidemic is spread. So what is the time of that blow-up? It will be calculated by this from modeling, and this is the different dynamics we observe. This is the spikes in that model, ecological model. So these spikes obtained in the middle and top predator is the mix of this labyrinth and spot pattern. So this is the things in ecology, and this is the model, earlier model, that is colonogenic mechanism model. This is the last one, is the specific predator, and first prey specialist and last one is also specialist. So here we divided the whole two space bifurcation R and K into different regions. Third one is the extinction region of the super predator X3. This is the cyclic, high cyclic. This is the chaotic. Red one is the chaotic one. And if you confirm the chaotic, you have to plot the Lyapunov exponent. And in this Lyapunov exponent, we have this A, B, C, and D. A is the non-chaotic homoclonic orbit. B is the regular bursting. C is the chaotic homoclonic. And D is the regular near E. So this confirms the bursting phenomena in ecology. Only thing that system should be slow fast, unless it will not take slow fast. You have to convert the model. And this 2025, we find the new word that is called memory. Okay, so same model, Upadhyaya model we have taken, and just we have replaced the total derivative with fractional order derivative. Okay, and it satisfies all the criteria of chaos. Why we call memory chaos? Because it has history dependent, in fractional order history dependent property. Okay, so it carries the memory. So we call it memory chaos. We write so many theorems and that, and this is the paper. We tested the synchronized. This is the attractor, and for that we tested the synchronization. It is synchronized or not. Synchronization is very important in the chaotic dynamic space, and it has real application also. If you have seen the movie RRR, so if you just go for this, can we run? Okay. It shows that if you see the movie for 5 seconds or 10 seconds, you will find all the steps are completely synchronized. Both the hero, they take the steps in the same time and drop same time. One stage comes when the heroine just catch and leave. So it is properly synchronized. So it comes from the neuronal communication. they have the brain working with this, synchronizing in the same thing. So this happens perfect synchronization in the real state. If you see the whole songs, you will find the exact how it is synchronizing. And that's why it got the Oscar award and whatever. So you have to achieve to that level for getting the synchronization. And it coming from the brain synchronization. So all the participants had to work together at the same time, this synchronization. So fractional order, just model. So these are the why we fractional order model is considered, because memory dependent and it is the hereditary property, neural system works, all these things. It displays the cortical, all these things, where we will get the first pattern, everywhere we will not get, only we will get HH model with this. So these are the solutions. If you go for the mathematical setup, how to simulate this, so there is a L1 scheme which will give you the total mechanism for simulation of the fractional order. So here is the method. You take the two things. First one, this is the gamma function, and L1 speed is given by this guy, and it has two parts. One is this part, and other is second one is this part. And first is called Markov term, second is called memory term, and if you combine this, you will get the complete scheme for calculating the vertical alpha term, for which value of alpha we are getting. So this is the numerical. And let me take one example, simple example, that is called the discrete model. He is the Bayesian like work, but certain in USA, and he gave the very good example of this. This model has specificity that it is biologically thought to be haplotype, but computationally effective is integrated in higher model. Many people have not heard this name. So okay, just these are the things in this area going on. So we have, this is the model called as this is just the quadratic equation fb square dv plus h. So it will give you just parabolic type of path, and other is there. And if you reset the model, V is the potential, membrane potential, and U is the recovery variable. If you take particular set of this F, G, and C, you will get certain dynamics. What that dynamics you will observe? This is the verified by the experiment. In experiment we got this one, just adjusted by C and D, the actual peak in the electrical modeling. And if you just classical model you take and plot the simulation result, you will get this first pattern. Okay, for I equal to 4, we got this first one. For I equal to 10, second one, and I equal to 12, we got the third one. It is in classical model, not in the fractional order. And if you take the just for each one, I equal to 4, and calculate for different order of different value of fractional order, we got this type. So here some stage is called chattering. Chattering is two spikes just this way. First one, this is called chattering. So how it goes for chattering to the total this one full first spiking. So all these things can be calculated for different value of injecting current. Current is I equal to 10, we will get this one. So this is the stability analysis of this one. We calculated the, I don't know why it is reversed. So this is the formula for calculating the asymptotic stability. Alpha is the fractional order with this formula, and if it is less than this value, you will get the system is stable. We go for bifurcation phenomena, and how bifurcation occurs. There are certain criteria to test transversality condition and other things. So for I equal to minus 105, it gives you the stable focus. 103, it gives you the unstable, and this way we will calculate the order. And now this bifurcation analysis, if you go here, we have two Hopf bifurcation phenomena. This stable fixed point, this is stable fixed point, this is stable limit cycle, this one is unstable limit cycle, and this is unstable limit cycle. Side one is unstable limit cycle, this one is stable, and this one is a fixed. This way we can utilize this. So here we have supercritical Hopper pressure, stable, all the same, demarcated by this. Now if you take different value of alpha is fractional order, you will get regular spiking, intrinsically bursting. Just you inject the some current. Red line is just injecting the I equal to 10 initially, and you get the different pattern. Current is spiking. When you have high value of spikes, all these things it will be covered. And this is we have taken the 4 set of value and got the regular spiking, intrinsic, chattering or fast spiking. This is just simulation of this system. And if you demarcate it, first stage is the steady state for alpha versus I. This is the spiking, fast spiking, bursting and regular spiking. You will get this. And if you have the adaptation, in the second slide I have shown you how to represent the adaptation. It has first and go, then back, then stay. With this adaptation, if you take alpha equal to 1, it is totally stable. And then here if adaptation start, and this stage, all of these things are showing the adapted stage. And these are the membrane recovery variable, how it works, versus time. So initially it is the periodic state, and as alpha fractional order decreases, it moves upward. And this so the frequency adaptation in the dynamics. And this is the once the current is made off, even then the brain will work. This shows it. Initially if alpha equal to 1 and current is covering these spikes. This is the alpha equal to 0.7. It covers in the end of this. Here current red one is current getting off. Again it works, and here it is not taking the flight because for a small value of alpha it is not up to the level so that you can generate the spike. It is very difficult to generate this one. And these are the things related to the V. Earlier was with U, and this is with V. V means potential variable. I have calculated all these things. And this is we have single neuron will not work. If you take 1000 neuron, how it will work? In 1000 neuron, we have the network. Network means scale free network, some other network, how it converts from one network to another network. So this is called roster plot. Here Poisson-like pattern will observe. If you take 80 and 20, 80 excitatory and inhibitory, and you mix up and do the simulation, you will get different types. Last one is gives you the scale free network. Here you will know. All these things covered by Poisson. These are just simulated work, and just to that parabolic path we are getting this. This is the stable, unstable. This is saddle node. How it behaves. If you remove the injected current I equal to 0, the last one. You include I equal to 4, you will get the second one. I equal to 10, the first one. So it is free from that. So this is the brain plot giving some message about the how it brain works. And so these are the some complete working this way, threshold value, all the things. If you go for spatial dynamics, then this mind, if a system in mind we have many noise also, so how to calculate the simulation with noisy input, unnoisy input, all these things will work and see. And if you compare with the classic and fractional, how it works, so this is the circuit diagram, and this is the simulation results for fractional as well as integer also. So this is well explained about this one, how it works. And if you go for, this is the thing, these are available in this paper. And this, if you go for bifurcation, all these things you will find. And there is a canard phenomena. This is the high stop phase. So this is just looks like the canard one. Canard one is, this is the fixed mode oscillator. In the small time we have many like all these things will come. We will not have time to explain all these things. And just visualize this. This is if we get one infinity, this is called the signature of homoclitic chaos. Many people scientifically not understood how to observe chaos, and it is homoclitic chaos. It is more stuff things coming in the system. These are the small oscillation, all these things. This is the Carnot for fast flow system. We observe in this. So just you look how the work is going on in that direction. Here we look the folded theory. There is a theory called CGLE, complex inverse Landau equation. There are several steps in that one. The first step we write equation in the diffusion term, and the second step we have to calculate the CGLE parameter, and then this is the fourth step. These are the steps involved in getting all the variables. Our case, we have anti-spiral and spiral things, and if you go really deep, this will be calculated in the real time. Real time is simulated for time. It is using different spiral and anti-spiral waves, and these are the patterns we observe network spike all these things. So if you take the network thing, network is more complex. Simulation of network is also very complex thing. So these are the applications where we use neuromodulation and brain simulation, neural coding and information processing, neural network modeling, then epilepsy, ADPD, all these things is governed by this. And these are the things we have already discussed, how to analyze the theory and how to work in epilepsy is more higher dimensional model. And all these things are available in my two books, and this is our book. If you have any questions?
It was a very nice lecture. So
I should
appreciate this. Yeah. And this brings a lot of times.
The level of interest is good at that level.
Next thing that you would have considered your model, where PS1 upon DT, PS2 upon DT, PS3 upon DT.
Yeah.
So what are these X1, X2, X3?
X1, X2, X3. If you
You
look,
are relating to the neural network. Basically, you are talking about the neural network.
in we have taken
How will you connect those X1, X2, X3?
there are membrane voltage, some recovery variable. So these are the things. Like in equivalent model, we have only two variables. One is the membrane voltage that governs the dynamics. What is happening only in the membrane voltage, and it is related with that one. So first one is how the cell dynamics changes. Rate of change of at particular time of that recovery variable and that one. If we take the ecology one is I think clear. Brain is rodent population, how rodent changes, it is growth rate minus death rate, subtracted this one, and there is in between some interaction. Then interaction is governed by negative things with prey and positive by mass balance in the predator. So it has base real foundation. On the basis of the some assumptions, we demarcate some assumptions. If this assumption fulfilled, we can write this type of function. And this is not arbitrarily, this is experimentally verified. Yeah. Experimental based. It is based on the real thing. Yeah. Somebody had done the experiment. And in neural, same thing.
What is the advantage of using FT over OD?
What is the advantage of?
Using fractional order differentiation over OD.
If you talk to the old mathematicians, they have the negative things. They are not believing at all in the fractional order. Okay? If you apply the project for this, they will not select the project. Because they are saying this is just it has no real basis. But nowadays, a lot of research is going on in fractional order. Okay? And it has well founded. Only benefit is it covers the past, history dependent memory. Suppose DS by dt, it order is 1. Then after that it covers, and this one covers the back also. So what happens is G equal to alpha is equal to -5 or 0.5. So we can say it is the extension of real order system to integer order system to real order system. Fraction when it comes, it is the real order system. So nowadays people cleverly writing not fractional order, real order. So real order is more authentic than the integer order. Okay? So only benefit it covers the history dependent. This is the thing. Although it has well foundation, there are 3 sets: TL, RL, and computer derivative. Which one you are preferring? It depends on you. And it has all the Taylor series extension for writing the series solution. So you can use all these things. Yeah.
Sir, biological minimums, subcritical, supercritical, and same for monoclinical and interclinical bifurcation.
These are the supercritical and subcritical are the part of bifurcation.
Yes, sir.
Okay? When it is changing. You are mathematics student or biology student? Mathematics? You know the matrix.
Yes, sir.
You can calculate the eigenvalue.
Yes, sir.
If the eigenvalue is complex, it has some real part, it has some imaginary part. Okay? If you take the real part 0, only imaginary part survives. Okay? Depending upon the sign, we can decide it is supercritical or subcritical.
Biologically.
Biologically, it has physically. We are not saying biologically. It has physically. How the stability changes from this side to this side. How the stability changes. So biologically, you can say it physically. Super. All this bifurcation has physical meaning, not biological. Biologically, physically it is changing from negative side to positive side. How it changes? You measure that.
Then why people are using it for disease model?
Huh?
Why people are using it disease model?
No, easy model they are saying how the dynamic is changing. How the dynamic is changing. At that point of change, how the species behave. You can relate with this one. If it is dynamic is changing, at that point of time, how the species, your disease behave. That you can relate. Mathematics is, I told you one model now. You just relate the real life problem, either the biological or physical, with the this mathematical, whatever mathematics is coming, there you relate. So this way you can relate to how the from negative axis to positive axis, how the system changes. At that time, how the system है. This you can relate.
वो bifurcation से बता सकते हैं फिर आगे उनके पास में होता है
नहीं, वो bifurcation is not sufficient. उसके बाद उसकी स्टेबिलिटी का डायरेक्शन चाहिए. वो bifurcation बताया. अगर अंदर जाना है तो you have to decide what is the direction, what is the stability.
डायरेक्शन का मीनिंग भी जानते हैं
हाँ वही दो की होता है, सुपर क्रिटिकल और सब क्रिटिकल. सुपर क्रिटिकल में अब जैसे न्यूरल मॉडल, you have to calculate the group velocity. If group velocity is positive, we say it's super critical. Group velocity is negative, we call it subcritical. So many things are there. But for particular problem, if you want to discuss, you can discuss later on. Then I can explain you for particular problem, what is happening in that. In general, this is the scenario. Yeah. You take I.
Sir, good morning, sir. Sir, how you correlate the neurons with RLC circuit? Means capacitance, inductance, and resistance. How you correlate? In your second slides, I have seen it is differential equations, and the solution of differential equations is exponential. Please suggest me. I'm very much confused how the spike is pulsating in nature.
Yeah.
What is the equation of that one? Can you explain?
You might have seen some of the stage in the classical order. I have given the classical and fractional order comparison with the circuit. You see this. Basically, in the first slide, I gave you one formula. C dV by dt plus V by R equal to external current, I. Okay? And I told you two more laws. One is Ohm's law, other is Kirchhoff's law. These are the basic foundation for modeling. Modeling in brain dynamics. Because it is the electrophysiological phenomena. The electrical physiological phenomena can be modeled in the electronic system. And it
Yeah, I am an electrical engineer, I understand all those things, but
Yeah.
it's just I want to know how it is correlation between brain and circuit. How you correlate these things, how it is equivalent.
आदर्श कॉलेज
You
में
see, if you see the model for
आदर्श
the
कॉलेज
liquid
आदर्श
indicated
कॉलेज
diagram, if you see the differential equation, this differential equation is q by
हाँ,
dt
तो
equal to
यही है
something.
कर रहे हैं
Okay, so that something is coming from that formula. See, everybody
मॉडल
plus
है
v
मॉडल
by
है
r equal
ds
to
कर रहे
external
हैं
current.
एक से
If
ले
you
रहे हैं
apply
इधर एक से
the
ले रहे हैं
Kirchhoff's law,
लाइन
I is written in terms of that one. Okay.
आप कहाँ हैं?
So when the pulse
यहाँ
changes,
कहाँ आप हैं?
when the pulse is changing, the change can be incorporated how? By differential equation. Excess current minus whatever is coming,
अब
whatever is
यहाँ कहाँ
going,
थे?
take the difference in the unit time. Di external, Di internal divided by delta will give you Di by dt. Okay, so this way we can relate. And about the circle, there are certain rules. Okay, based on this one, non-linear dynamics.